Creighton breaks through the line, cuts to the left. He's going. I think he's going. Oh!
Hello, and welcome to Rant and Rave on IcyColorLive.tv. I'm here with Teresa Lady Raven Scott in first place in our fantasy football league, but the show must go on.
I took it told, yeah.
Yeah, she said I'm gonna sit over there and be quiet, and hopefully she'll stay quiet after the fact too. But we'll see what happens as the show goes on. Well, the Ravens are 5-2, and I think that's something to be excited about.
Yeah, just like me, my record's 5-2. That's just awesome. That's just awesome. I'm so happy because you know how everybody likes to do the statistics and everything. When we're 5-2, we make it to the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
We make it to the playoffs, so we've got a good chance.
Oh yeah,
Great chance, So I'm happy. A great start.
Yeah, a little bit past the first quarter of the season, almost to the halfway point. Being at 5-2, we're definitely in a command situation. There's a couple teams that are 5-1, but they haven't played as many games. They've had their bye already, and so it'll all even out. The Ravens are definitely proving that they're in the top 4 or top 5 in the NFL. I mean, you are what your record says you are. Plain and simple. I mean, that's always been said in the NFL. And at 5-2, the Ravens are pretty goddamn good.
Yes.
So
the haters want to bring us down a little bit to one of the rankings out of the top 10. They had us at number 9.
Whatever.
Yeah, we don't worry about that.
Right.
We keep that momentum going, and we'll just keep on. That kind of stuff really isn't important. At the end of the day, make it to the playoffs and try to make it to that big game. So what they rank you and all that, we don't worry about that. We're the Ravens.
Well, I saw an article this week where it was talking about, and this always comes up, it was about how the moves that Ozzie Smith makes in the offseason and really understanding how to put together a winning team. Not just to put together a team, but to put together a winning team. What do you think about that? What do you think about Ozzie and the efforts that he makes to just try to keep the Ravens relevant?
That I believe in Ozzie phrase that everybody uses. I believe in him too. Although that one year I didn't like Ozzie, I didn't like John, I didn't like none of them. After our Super Bowl win, when they made the biggest of the personnel changes, I didn't understand some of the moves, and to me I still think some of them were personal, so that's not smart. But even with that, what he brought is like I always say, the backups don't look like backups.
Right.
So it just goes to prove that this man, I'm not sure of how well he played the game.
Oh, Ozzie,
which I know he played.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but like I know my Ravens, I don't know Ozzie's career like I know some of the other people, so I won't speak on what I don't know. But I know as
a GM,
good God Almighty, that man has an eye, a gift. I've never seen it on any other team, and I'm glad it's ours.
Absolutely,
I'm glad he's ours. So yeah, that phrase, believe in Ozzie, and they have that meme where he says, "I know what I'm doing."
Yeah. No doubt.
His work shows.
Okay.
And this year, right now, 5-2, these guys that he puts on this team, they gel together. They just, they really become family. They really become family, and I've never seen it continuously, year after year after year. The man is just great. I gotta give it to him.
All right, well, I tell you what, we're going to go to a break right now, but when we come back, we'll talk about having to face Cincinnati again this year. I think right now, at 0-0 when we face Cincinnati the first time, is a big difference between facing them again at 5-2 and them with their record. Anyway, we'll be right back after these messages. Hi, welcome back to Rant and Rave on icycolorlive.tv. We're doing our entertainment segment now, and I'm here with Miss Jackie Bean Roberts, and today we're talking about one of the additions to the team. And, you know, to me it seems like he came as a package deal with our offensive coordinator from the Houston Texans, and that's Owen Daniels. Jackie, you want to tell us about him?
Owen Daniels is number 81 tight end, just signed this summer. He was intended to be a compliment to Dennis Pitta, but since Pitta's been injured with a hip injury, he's been showing off.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been holding that lead rein role. You know, he's really making good plays. Everyone is so confident in him. Harbaugh, Flacco, he says when he's running down the sidelines, a one-on-one, man-to-man, he is an open target. He can always hit him.
Okay. So is Owen Daniels, has he been a superstar before? Does he feel comfortable in this role? Because, you know, here in Baltimore, our tight end position is key. We really, you know, we give a lot for our tight ends.
Well, he's confident in the role now. When he first came in, he figured he would help as much as he could because of Dennis Pitta. But since he's injured, he has to step into that role and be the lead, and he is now.
Okay. So this year it seems like, you know, Joe and them are going to him a lot. You know, has he been targeted much?
Oh, yes, he has been targeted. Just 3 shy of Torrey Smith.
Okay, yeah. I know Torrey Smith has 40 targets, so that means he probably has, like, carried 37.
Oh.
Yeah, about 37. That's that good poly education going right there. Ta-da. I knew enough to lose last week. How about that? But anyway, also, too, you know, switching gears very quickly. There's something going on with Ray Rice.
Oh, Ray Rice is his appeal is going to be heard November 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, sometime next week, right?
You said next week?
Yeah, I think isn't that
Yeah,
next week?
the
Week after next.
Yeah, week after next.
Who needs cool points anyway?
He has a lawsuit filed with the NFL and with the Ravens.
Okay.
He's going for his back pay.
Right. What do you think? Does he deserve his back pay?
Definitely. I believe he does because I felt it was unfair how they treated him. So now someone's going to hear the case and hopefully the appeals section will agree with him.
Okay.
You know, America's treated him so unfair, so America's not responsible for saying, oh yeah, we're going to give you your money. So hopefully the appeals court will pay him what he deserves.
Now, with that, you know, my opinion, Ray Rice has done a phenomenal job for the Baltimore Ravens since he's been in the league. But I think we all would have to say that if he follows the trend of most running backs, that he was starting to get to where he was going to be on the downside of his career, not necessarily the upside. Do you think it would be more advantageous for him to go for a big lawsuit right now and get enough money to last him the rest of his life? Because if I'm in this situation, because, again, my opinion, not Icy Color Live, my opinion is that the Baltimore Ravens and the NFL severely wronged him.
Right.
So if I'm him, I go for $100 million lawsuit.
Right.
We settle out of court for $59 million, and now I'm set for life. And whether I get on another team or not, it does not matter.
Well, I think his lawsuit's only for 3.5, which is actually only his back pay. So he's not trying to be greedy or vindictive. You know, when someone treats you wrong, you're going to get them. But I think he's being fair with what he feels as though he's owed.
Okay.
And like I said, I hope he gets it.
Well, I tell you what, for all of our viewers of the show, Jackie, I hope you'll keep up on this story and keep reporting on it and letting us know.
I will.
All right. Well, we thank you for your report today, and we'll be right back after these messages here on Rant and Rave on icycolorlive.tv. Hi, welcome back to Rant and Rave on icycolorlive.tv. Well, Teresa, listen, this week we got Cincinnati coming into town. We're at 5-2. Cincinnati's what, 3-3? 3-4?
They have that tie.
3-1?
Yep.
3-1. So, does that bode well for us? Is Cincinnati desperate now? Does that doesn't hold well for us? What do you think is going to happen this weekend?
You know, they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were.
Hey, Green.
You know what I'm saying? So, come this week, we're going to expose them even more.
Right.
You know, that opening week 1 at home, we lost that ourselves.
Okay.
You know, I won't say they played all that great. I won't give them kudos. We lost that.
Okay.
So now we're on the road to fixing all those wrongs that we've gotten. And we're on that, I don't care what opponent right now keeps coming. Of course, the division is more important. But right now, the Ravens are just on this tear.
Okay.
They're on this winning tear. And Cincinnati right now might not be that big 20-some point gap, but it's going to be a gap.
I was trying
We
to
got you.
was that when the defense pushed pressure on their quarterback tends to, crack up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And so with that, I'm starting to see similarities
Yes.
from defenses of the Ravens in the past
Yes.
to this defense that we have now. Do you agree?
I
disagree?
agree totally. It's so well compacted that you're surprised, but not surprised that they've done it. You're just surprised at the consistency. In one game. In one game. I mean, everybody last week, Dumerville was like, we compete against each other, but not a grind competition.
Right.
It's that brother competition where
I meet you at the
everybody can
quarterback.
get it. Yeah,
I meet you at the quarterback. Yeah.
Exactly. I'll
Yeah.
meet you at the quarterback, but that somebody
Right.
going to get him.
Right.
And it's been happening, and it's so funny. Terrell got his, and that was his first safety. But he was like, I got to get in on this.
Right.
I have got to get in on this. McPhee had to.
Right.
Doom had to.
Right.
Even Thunder Thighs. Daryl Smith would, when he comes up, I'm sorry, we don't need blowouts. We need the wins, and we're definitely capable of doing it again this week. I don't see us, them sweeping us this season in a division. That's not going to happen. Might not be, a 20-point spread in between, but our team is going to impress you. Well, I won't say to the Ravens fans impress us because we know what they're capable of. But the naysayers, watch us this week.
Okay, so with that, I have to say congratulations to Lady T and her team, 52, for beating Titan Right, in our fantasy football. And with that, we'll be back with the entire fantasy football segment on Rant and Rave on ICK Live TV. Hello, welcome back to Rant and Rave on ICColorLive.tv. This is our fantasy football segment where Team Titan Right, just having a little rough spot right here. But, they've made changes in their organization. GM, coach, some players have been traded. It's time to get some things right. But I'll let Cassandra tell you about the rest of the league.
Seeing as how you went there, we'll just start with that game.
Yeah, start with that.
So we had Lady Ravens 52 demolish Titan Right this week.
Woohoo!
To take over first place with a record of 5-2, and Titan Right has a record of 4-3. The score of that game, 128-80. It was the highest score of the week, placed by Lady Ravens 52, and with a 9-point lead that she took on Thursday night, she never looked back. Just continued to increase her lead throughout the weekend. And congratulations to Lady Raven 52.
Yeah, no doubt.
Titan Right is on a 3-game losing streak right now.
Ooh. You know what? And from that 3-game losing streak, that's right. Like I said, changes are happening within the organization. This is unacceptable. It's not gonna be tolerated. You guys seen the video, seen the press conference,
And we saw their defense get 0 points. But you made some awesome trades in week 6. You picked up Sammy Watkins, who got you 25 points this week, and Ronnie Hillman had a total of 23 points. So that's not bad for some mid-season pickups. And Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, averaged 32 points over his last 4 weeks. And he's been Lady Ravens' leading scorer for the last 4 weeks and 5 of the last 6 weeks. Next we get to B23 versus Rhinos. B took over third place with a win, 103-82. And Randall Cobb helped her, and it was a comeback win. He got 23 points in his game. And Matthew Stafford again put up great points, 25. He had 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, and still got 25 points. Wow, you can't beat that.
No doubt.
And B23 had 2 starters with no points, so the lead could have been much larger. The Carolina Panthers defense actually had negative points for Rhinos this week, and they're the only player in the Fantasy Football League to get negative points. That doesn't bode well for a win. But he does have Alshon Jeffrey, who had 7 targets and only 2 catches. So if his players produce a little better, maybe he'll get some more points and come back with a few more wins. Let's see, who's next? El Crush beat Pamper Me 98, which was not expected. Their winning streak climbs to 3. El Crush is slowly coming up out of that basement. So Levon, congratulations. It was another comeback win. Sunday nights have been really good for comeback wins in this fantasy league. And we had Demaryius Thomas, who had 171 yards, 2 touchdowns for 31 points for Pamper Me 98. It was not enough to win. And with Adrian Peterson getting the big goose egg, that didn't help her at all either. Last but not least, K-Sign Crushers, woo, beat Show Me Your TDs with a Sunday night blast of a time in points. You got Peyton Manning on K-Sign Crushers. If you didn't do anything right, you picked the right quarterback to start. 4 TDs, and congratulations, Peyton Manning. 510 touchdowns, took over Brett Favre's record, and the question is, who's going to be able to beat that record ever?
Ever. I don't know.
The pundits were speaking about Andrew Luck because he's young enough and he is extremely talented, but does he have the longevity?
Exactly. That's the part you just don't know.
And I don't think he does, but I'm not mad at Andrew Luck. He's a pretty good
Yeah, and you don't know. You don't know. I mean, it hasn't happened yet. Maybe he does last 17 years, or maybe he lasts 3 years. You don't know, because it just
never
hasn't
know.
happened. It hasn't happened yet.
Peyton Manning is a fluke. I am a Ravens fan through and through till I die. I like Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning can play.
Wherever he plays, I don't care if it's that team in Indianapolis, that team over in Denver. Peyton Manning's a good quarterback.
He can play. He can play, no doubt about it. All hats off to Peyton Manning.
Yep,
Definitely.
congratulations, Peyton. So that's our report, and there's for this week coming, K-Sign Crushers with a record of 2-5 will go up against B2013, who has a record of 4-3. We'll see how that turns out. Rhinos, a record of 3-4, will be playing El Crush, record of 3-4. So that should be interesting, if nothing else. Lady Ravens 52, who leads our league at 5-2. I don't think anyone paid
No
attention
individual
to the
stuff
fact.
on set no more. No individual stuff.
Did anyone pay attention to the fact that she is 5-2, which is 52? Woohoo! We'll be playing Pamper Me 98.
You are not helping. You are not helping.
We'll be playing Pamper Me 98, who has a record of 4-3 right now. And Titan Wright, who is in second place with a record of 4-3, will be playing Show Me Your Touchdowns, the record of 3-4. Stay tuned for next week so we can see what happens.
Well, Cassandra, thank you so much for your weekly reports on the fantasy football. Where's everybody going to be
That's
this
what
Sunday?
I was about to say. Sunday, Green Turtle in Hunt Valley. Purple Ladies, the Ravens organization, will all be at the Green Turtle to watch the game. Starts at 1. You should be there by 12 if you want to get in, because it gets packed. Now, all of our Purple Ladies will be there, along with this guy.
Yeah, go ahead and joke me if you want to joke me, but that's okay. We're going to be up by then. Well, games ain't even started yet. We up anyway. Hopefully
he gets some good points tonight, because it is Thursday night football, people. Don't forget about that.
Make sure that's right. Make sure your lineups are all set. Anyway, Cassandra, again, thank you so much for your report. And we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back on Rant and Rave on Icy Color Live. Hello, and welcome back to Rant and Rave on IcyColorLive.tv. Well, as we go into the end of the show, we just really wanted to have another one of our commentary segments where we talked about the Ray Rice situation. I know it's died down in its popularity because of the news cycle, other things have cycled in or whatever, but Ray Rice was a really good player for the Baltimore Ravens.
Good for the community.
Very good for the community. It's funny, I looked at his E60 profile that they did on ESPN a couple years ago, and this kid's been through a lot already. Doesn't excuse what happened. Was he wrong? Yes.
Yes.
But was he wronged by
Yes.
the Baltimore Ravens and the NFL? I think so.
Yes.
If you had the opportunity to be in Ray Rice's shoes, this is to you, Teresa, how would you handle it?
Well, you mentioned in your segment Jackie, and I had not looked at that point. I had stayed on the 3.5. This is what he was due to get this year. I think definitely yes. Give him that. Your point, awesome. Makes a lot of sense. There's no guarantee
Right.
that any team will pick him up. I think someone will, but there's no guarantee.
Right.
So why not go for the big pot? That's how negotiations go.
Right.
You go for this, you'll end up with this. But just in case there's no more football, you got a big pot where you can, live comfortably, and, do something with. That's an awesome point, because I really believe that the person that we all know, we don't know him personally in his home life or whatever, but
The Baltimore Raven that we know.
yes, he's produced so much for the community and throughout the league, that to be just thrown out like this is wrong. You can't penalize me twice. Now you can't say, even if you came up with this new 6-game suspension on your first offense, if you even said, okay, we'll do that, it wouldn't be right because you already came up with your punishment, but it would still fit. It's his first offense. Now you've gone and banned this man. He didn't have a second offense. There was nothing new that happened from the first offense at all.
Right.
And then you just make him the poster boy for domestic violence when you've had domestic violence going on for years. I think that's so wrong. So you not only have you taken away his income, taken away his livelihood, you've down the road, they've taken down jerseys at schools, they've taken down his trophies, his pictures, everything everywhere. Where Ray Rice has been, these people have all turned on him. So how is he supposed to pick himself up and move on with his family, provide for his family? You've messed that up as well. So yeah, I would have went for the big purse. Because you've hurt me more than this year.
Okay.
It's a perpetual punishment, because he cannot, like I said when this first came out, that man couldn't get a job at McDonald's right now.
Right.
And he should be able to work. He should be able
At
to
the one he
provide for
owns.
his family.
This dude here.
Too much.
Man couldn't get a job at McDonald's there. He owned. That's terrible.
Like Kevin Hart in his movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Who are you?
Like T said, and everyone said, it's double jeopardy. I still say, from when we had the first conversation, he should not be more harshly penalized, because what was in words was now a visual. And it's not right. They now have rules in place. And I still say, you said something about the 6 games. His penalty was 2 games.
I know, but I'm
Period.
saying,
So
if you
he
were going
should
to give
not
him more, it could
Go back and do anything additional.
nothing.
Right.
But the 6 that you put in place would have been better than just, messing
See you
him
later,
up.
bye. I'm offended for him, because we have many people who have benefited from being associated with Ray Rice, and they've
Yes.
turned his back. They've
Right.
turned their back on him, and shame on them all.
Exactly.
Shame on them.
Nobody is without sin.
Mhm.
So our sins may be
We're all
different.
humans. We all
Yes.
make mistakes.
So
Mm-hmm.
where is that chance for him to
Redeem himself.
exactly?
You're not giving him a
You're
chance
not giving him that.
for redemption, and that's not
And you
fair.
you stated he did not lie about anything.
Right.
He didn't hide behind any kind of shield.
Right.
It was what it was. He admitted everything, and that was that. So everybody else, the fault is with everyone else. You knew what happened, and you wanted to downplay it, and then when it became public, you use him as an
He's
scapegoat,
their fall
and it's
guy.
wrong.
He's a fall guy.
It's
not
wrong.
fair.
So when we examine this whole scenario, I ask you, name me the other player in NFL history who's been kicked out of the league for a domestic violence case, where they got kicked out immediately for their case and they never got a chance to earn money again, or for at least one season. Who's the other player that this happened to?
You got me.
You got me.
Because there is none.
That's what I
He's
thought.
the only one in NFL history ever. And you're telling me he's the only one who's had domestic violence against him? Period. But he's the only one where he was kicked out of the league, money taken away. Since then, before it never happened, after it still happened again, and those
It's
players are still
happening
being
and they're
paid.
playing.
Still being paid.
What made Ray Rice so incredibly different? Or I think about it now. We have 2 Super Bowl wins here in Baltimore with the Baltimore Ravens. Our Ring of Honor from our first Super Bowl team has Jamal Lewis in it. It has, Ray Lewis in it. Okay? So I look at the stars of our Super Bowl, our second one, right? Will Ray Rice get put in the Ring of Honor? Even 5 years from now, you took his number down. You sold his jersey back. Was he not a key in our Super Bowl win? I think so.
Yes.
Will he get into the Ring of Honor?
Nope. And shame on him.
And shame on them for that.
Shame on him.
Why? Because he told the truth about a text that came through. Normally, people get worse penalties for the lie that they tell, trying to cover something up. In America, and I'm just not talking about just about football. I'm talking about in America in general. It's normally not the crime that gets you in trouble. It's the lie and trying to cover it up.
The perjury.
Right. So now he did not commit perjury. This is the only time that I can think of where telling the truth about what happened and trying to protect yourself is going to get this man blackballed out of the NFL.
I want to see. Roger Goodell is going to. He has been subpoenaed to speak at this hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how this plays out.
Right.
I want to see how this plays out. If this is a real investigation, if this hearing is real and up front, let me see how he wiggles out of this. Because there is no way that you can tell me. I don't care if you saw the video, if you did not see the video. When a man tells you, yes, I did strike her. When the police report said he struck her until she, became unconscious. Like Cassandra said, you don't need to see that.
Right.
So Roger, you knew. Bashadi, you knew. He told you. Other personnel told you. It was already there.
Yep.
Goodell, he kept saying new evidence. There is no new evidence.
Right.
The video was new, but the evidence was still there. I want to see how he gets out of this.
If there's true transparency with this investigation, he won't.
He won't.
He can't.
Well, I guess what? I guess we'll keep following it, and we got Jackie, who's going to be.
Brayton breaks through the line. Cuts to the left. He's going. I think he's going.